Leon realizes that he must renounce his title to rescue his beloved. The forest is swollen with darkness, as if it would rob away everything, and only moonlight provides a ray of hope. A great legend is about to begin!
A great legend.
Hi everyone!
Welcome to the Rogues Gallery. We're playing Castlevania Verb of Noun. Which one is this?
I don't know. I've never played any Castlevania.
They're all Castlevania Verb of Noun. It's what are we doing to this noun? Are we lamenting? Are we ariaing?
We're lamenting.
We're lamenting our innocence.
Innocence.
Yeah. See, verb of noun.
Anyway,
Adverb of pronoun, perhaps. Anyway, oh, we're not gonna continue. Oh, where's my? That you should be controllering. I'm a fool.
a fool.
I'm a foolish fool. Here we go. Mayonnaise and dove soap. Need to get mayonnaise. Who doesn't love mayonnaise?
I heard dub soap, and I was like, what?
It's, the new dubstep soap.
Okay, I was thinking, I've been watching too much anime lately.
Oh.
I was thinking dubbed soap.
Oh, I see.
Which, that's just a Spanish soap opera dubbed over in English. That's actually a thing. Are you guys into soap operas now?
No.
Good. I don't care for them.
Have you watched Spirit?
No, I have no idea what you even said.
Glumber. We're Glumber,
We're glumbering?
fearsome vampire hunter Glumber.
The Lament of Glumber.
The game is like, are you sure you want to start the game with this name? Yeah. What's wrong with Glumber? Are you sure you want to save? Are you really Poostly?
Poostly.
Yeah, that was my old game, obviously. Here, hold on. Well,
You have such interesting names. Mine, I usually go for some kind of joke that keeps going. You usually go for some kind of, like, weirdness.
I'm trying to come up with a name that will make me laugh the next time I see it.
That's valid. I go for, when I'm trying to be humorous, I try to get a name that's going to be humorous when people say it mid-conversation.
Yeah, well, I think Poostly does a good job of that, too.
It does do a good job of that, but I want it to almost be logical.
I don't need that.
I want to dance that line.
I want it to be pronounceable, but I don't need it to be real. I want it to be something that
That's how you make fantasy names, people.
It has to flow off the tongue in a certain way. It doesn't have to feel good, but it has to flow.
What's your name?
Poostly. Yeah, like that one, it hitches, like right at that STL sound there. Those consonants don't belong together. Only Rick Astley's last name can hang.
But that's because he's never going to give you up.
He'll never let you down either.
He's never going to run around.
Pardon me, Lord Belmont.
These guys have been talking for a while.
Gandolfi.
Ronaldo Gandolfi. Look at this cute little twink that we get to play as.
He's not Grumbler?
No, that's Glumber or whatever his name is. That's him. The cute little twink on the right.
But he just said his name is Leon.
Oh, shit.
What's the point of naming my character if they're not going to call themselves it?
But that's Glumber. Or no, I think I have to rescue Leon or some shit.
Ah.
Yeah, Leon's my boyfriend, and I need to go save him.
Well, of course. Look at that poor useless twink.
Well,
weighed down by all that armor. Quick, strip!
The boy he's after isn't a whole lot more masculine than him, if I recall correctly.
Well,
He's got like a dark-haired Alucard thing going on. I'd rescue him too.
Yeah. What bothers me is how small his eyes are, and his face in general in comparison to his head and especially hair.
He's got small eye-to-hair ratio.
He does. He looks kind of like a Lego with a misprinted face.
Oh. I'm excited to see his face again now that you've made this comparison.
This is what I'm here for. And I love how it's just there we go.
Yeah.
He's got like a tiny little face, but he's got so much hair.
He's got one little eyeball and then a whole lot of face and a whole lot of hair.
Vampires are loved by the night, and
Yeah, that hair was for a bigger head. They should have printed that a little smaller, I think.
Yeah, like, look at him!
This is the first of two
He looks
PS2.
like he used an entire can of hairspray getting ready for work today.
I don't know how he couldn't have. This other guy's just like got old man ponytails, and then we've got anime Alex here.
Right, which, by the way, love the old man ponytail look.
Oh my god, yeah. I've talked to so many cool, weird old hippies because they had that look. I was like, you look like someone that I could have a conversation with without any pretext or pretense.
One of the coolest examples I saw was in a history book. It was a Native American man who, like, his hair went down to his waist and it was black at the end because he just hadn't cut it since he was his hair had color.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I like that a whole lot.
Like, that looks so goddamn cool. I see why you spent years doing that.
I like that. I'm a big fan of that.
A whip made with alchemy.
This is the first
leather.
This is the first of two.
Alchemy?
This is the first. Stop talking.
Alchemy is chemicals.
This is the first
leather.
Oh, for the love of God!
Principles of God's creation of the world.
This
alchemy
is the first of two Castlevania games that came out on the PS2. And I have just the faintest memories of this one. The second one I recall being much more interesting. But I do remember playing this one. I'm pretty sure I beat it. But I don't have the deepest memories of it. So we're playing it now.
What does that have to do with alchemy?
I don't know. It doesn't. Praise Hermes. Praise be to Hermes Trismegistus.
Praise. Anyway, so you may have beaten this game before.
I'm pretty sure I did, but it's real hazy. I remember the other one way more because the other one has like super interesting summoning magic. I seem to recall.
I do like a good summoning magic.
Yeah, this one's got a whole lot of whip action. It's a very Belmonty, whippy kind of game.
Well, yeah, we know how them Belmonts like it.
They're pretty kinky. They've got their alchemical whips.
Don't move now.
And to be fair, alchemy isn't just
I know.
chemicals.
I know.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, good.
I'm just speaking from the Skyrim sense.
And at the same time, everything is chemicals.
That is true. You know how many chemicals we are, folks?
All of them. All of what you are is chemicals.
Well, not how much of us is chemicals, what chemicals we are.
What was that?
What chemicals compose the human body.
Oh, indeed.
I don't know the answer to this.
There's a bunch of cool ones.
But there are a bunch of cool ones, and I remember it being laid out in some horror movie, like, I think it was called The Lazarus Project or some shit. And they're like, that adds up to 99.9% of humans, but what's that 0.1%?
That's literally a line from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, that's right!
That, like, literally, that is a lifted line straight out of Full Metal Alchemist.
That's right, they totally stole a line out of Full Metal Alchemist.
There's a movie that just steals a line from Full Metal Alchemist?
Yes, fucking so!
Oh, wow. You said it, and I'm like, that is a line. Like, I was gonna bring up Full Metal Alchemist, and then you quoted it.
But no, this was like a live action.
Oh, it's still going. They're still going.
Yeah,
this is the longest cutscene.
I have not been paying attention.
Not even a tiny bit. I would have skipped through it, but I figure someone might care.
Right? If so, they must have muted us because honestly, you can't listen and read at the same time. The brain can't process that much information.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to just ignore us though and read the text at the bottom.
That is also true.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tune us out.
This is a game.
I realize that.
I was shouting alchemy for a minute there, though.
You did, yeah, as I was trying desperately to speak. You refused to allow that to happen. Gosh, this is such a long cutscene.
Right? Go get him, Barbie Tween.
Can we fight now? You just can.
With
thank God.
With like real
okay.
hair.
Oh right. There's no pause menu. There's just this, which is a choice.
It is a choice.
Can
I feel like I was going to say one other
there we go.
thing.
I can jump. I cannot break
Oh,
you.
wow.
I can double jump.
Ooh.
I can't get up there, but I can double jump. Can I go Anywhere over here? No? You break? No?
Oh, there's the web.
I can't get in there. Alright, I guess I'll just leave. The game really doesn't want me to look around here.
What were we talking about before we got...
Full Metal Alchemist?
Right, the Lazarus Project. Yeah, that movie. So I know it was a live action movie because this discussion was happening between the two main characters who have, I think, a will they, won't they? You know.
Well, yeah, sure. You can't have a movie without a shoehorned in love story.
Yay!
The portcullis dropped. Or,
God,
drawbridge.
his hair. Every time I see that hair, it looks like it's just clicked into place like a Lego head.
I wear wool socks and shuffle around a lot. I need to work on picking up my feet when I walk. Castlevania! We're here. We finally made it into a game.
Only took us 10 minutes.
Yeah, it did take a whole 10 minutes of them talking.
About alchemy.
Alchemy.
We're alchemists.
Alright, so, we got this going on. We're here.
I say you go through the biggest, baddest door and fight the biggest, baddest baddie. And see what it's like.
Okay. I'm finding hearts, but no baddies.
Yes, you seem to be collecting them.
Yeah, well, it's a Castlevania. I assume I'm gonna want them at some point.
I've never played a Castlevania.
There's a red thing on here. I cannot interact with you yet. I need some sort of item.
Head for the exit.
Oh, his name is Leon. Why is his name not Glumper?
We already went over this.
You can place a mark on the world map with this magical stone that shines red.
I complained immediately when he introduced himself to the other guy as Leon.
I'm livid. I'm livid.
You said that somebody else is going to be saving him.
This is the worst game ever.
He said Glomper will be his boyfriend that saves him.
Maybe. I'm really upset.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Go fight the biggest baddie baddest, and
See,
maybe...
he calls me Glumper.
Yeah.
Foul Glumper, you have disturbed my slumber! My Glumper slumber!
But wait, if you're Glumper, how are you disturbing his slumber?
I was dreaming about you!
Well, your dreams just came true.
Look how dreamy he is. Look at this dreamy little twink. Open the door!
With his hair that looks like it's connected to like a single patch of his head.
This is a bad mechanic here that we now have to interact with. Here, come on. Whip the railing. Come on. Please. Is that not what I'm supposed to be whipping? Is it this one? Am I hitting the wrong button? There we go.
Event item.
Got another marker stone. That's really exciting for me. Yeah. Okay. Look at this shit. It seems like he should just grab a hold of the railing, right?
Right.
But I have to hit this, which then makes him clip through the wall all derp-like.
Woo!
It's so stupid. It's a great game. We're playing this because it's a good game.
Yes. Wow, these are hardy skeletons.
Yeah, right? This is a way sturdier boy than I would have thought.
What's the point of having an alchemical weapon if it's not going to help damage the goddamn demons?
Easy for you to say, Jesus. Are you alright?
I'm a little thirsty, and my stuttering gets worse when I thirst.
When I thirst.
But I brought over an entire canteen of water, so gonna take care of that real quick.
Well done. I probably don't need to be acquiring this many of these. I think I might have a dagger now that I look at my UI. Take advantage of places you can traverse by hooking the whip and swinging.
Speaking of dehydration, I want to tell a story about my stupid son.
Oh yeah, tell a story about your stupid son.
Because we have not recorded since I got my stupid son and daughter.
Yeah, tell us about your stupid children.
So I've been wanting to adopt cats for a while. And we ended up adopting two kittens that we have named Jesse and James.
And they do blast off.
They do blast off at the speed of light every night, right around midnight.
Oh shit.
It's a little funnier when I get to say that. It's a little easier to fall asleep to the crashing and banging sounds of my stupid children running around my living room, running into the things that are always in the same spot. But anyway, the other day,
made it.
I woke up to the wonderful sounds of James yowling for help from the closet.
Open the door. Open the door.
Turns out, during the night, he had gotten into the closet, ran up on like the shelves that ran along the whole length of it, then fallen down and gotten himself stuck between the wall and the water heater. And it was super dusty. He could barely breathe. It was terrifying to watch and listen to, and it took us 4 goddamn hours for maintenance to show up and cut a hole in the wall. And that cost me $100.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So that was fun.
Wow. So how's motherhood?
Oh, I'm loving it. Also, I can barely move certain fingers because they keep cutting up my knuckles.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I love
sounds
having
like motherhood.
At first, I was going to get one cat, and it was an adult cat named Aphrodite.
Love.
She was a calico. But the day we went to pick her up,
Which way should I go? That door or this door? This way.
Yes.
To this door.
The day we went to pick her up, we go in, and I had called them like several times.
Oh, I was here before.
Interesting.
This is where I was.
Well, then why'd you listen to me?
Oh, I didn't know what had happened.
I'm not the one who's played this before.
So this is the red door that I couldn't go in before with the thingy on it, and now I understand that.
It was the red door thingies mean you have to approach from the other direction.
Yeah.
Or at least that it's just a locked.
It was locked.
Oh, we've been here too.
Well, yeah, this is the entryway, the foyer of the castle, if you will.
I'm
this
so
is
goddamn
a safe door.
lost.
Safe
Anyway.
door.
So we go in. I call them several times about Aphrodite because like she got sick for a little while and couldn't be adopted for like 2 weeks. Anyway, I finally get all the stuff. We go in to pick her up. I tell them that I wanted to adopt her, and they recognize my voice from the phone, and they're like, she got adopted 30 minutes ago.
Oh, wow.
And I turn to my boyfriend, and I go, Plan B? Plan B. We'll take 2 cats.
Why did they adopt out the cat that you were planning to adopt?
They can't put them on hold unless I go in for an in-person visit, and the day that I went in for an in-person visit, they closed early for a charity event.
Interesting.
So I wasn't able to actually visit her and put her on hold.
I found a map.
So that all worked out in a weird way, but I got 2 cats instead. I named them Jesse and James. They're wonderful. They're kind of stupid.
They're babies.
They're babies. They're cats. I love my cats.
Baby cats are stupid. But they're precious and beautiful.
The other day...
Ow. Oh, God, turn around, Leon. Here, I need to block you guys so I can do magics. Yeah.
The other day, we removed the bottom drawer from our oven.
I'm not accumulating magic in the way that I thought I would.
And...
why can't I do magic?
We pulled
Gang,
out
let me do magic.
all of their toys from under the oven. I was wondering where they were because they kept disappearing. I thought they were just like losing interest in them and burying them somewhere in a pile of blankets. Oh wait, that's what rats do. I'm used to having rats, okay?
They're different animals, but they are spelled very similarly. So I understand
they do
the
act
confusion.
similar. There are similarities between cats and rats and dogs.
They're both delicious.
I would not know about that. I've never eaten either.
I'm just saying. Honestly, I'm assuming they look delicious, don't they? Okay.
I prefer something with a bit more fat on it. On its own.
I had snakes that I fed rats to, and they seem to really like them.
Well, that's valid. Anyway. We pulled out all of their toys from under the oven, which was like 2 fuzzballs, 3 fuzzy mice, and like 4 colorful little springs that they've been loving to chase around, and a ball with a belt.
A bell ball?
A bell ball.
A bell ball Baggins?
Anyway, it took them less than an hour to lose 3 of those toys back under there. So now I have a blanket wrapped around the bottom of it, specifically to keep them from losing all their goddamn toys.
These gross zombies keep throwing up on the floor.
Yeah.
It's very yucky, and I don't like it. Did you guys stop? That's gross. That's extremely rude.
This is non-hygienic.
I'm just trying to walk, and you're like, yeah. And I'm like, ew.
Have you seen the Netflix show?
What?
The Castlevania Netflix show?
Oh gosh, yeah. Fantastic.
I just can't help but think about the church episode. Where they were like just shitting in a corner.
Oh, yeah. This is the... Yeah, I just did a little loop.
A little bit of loop.
A little loop here.
Little loop.
I think they're... Oop, that's not quite... Oh, God! Not quite what I wanted to do. Hey, could you guys, like, leave me alone a little bit? Maybe? Alright, save door.
Woo!
I figure I must be making progress if I keep finding these save doors. Glumber!
Yeah, I guess you aren't playing as Glumber.
My save is Glumber, but that's it.
Womp womp.
Which way do we want to go? I'm gonna go to the one little room over this way.
That seems like a good idea.
I bet there's either a boss or a goodie in here. What's going on in here? What are you guys up to? Oh, it's just that I don't have map of this region, it seems. Whoa! Whoa! Hey, guys. What if everybody calmed the hell down? Whoa! Whoa! Well, I learned a new technique.
New technique!
It says mash the square button. That was what I was already doing, bro.
But now it does another thing.
I get to, like, I got a whole extra mash. It is a monster mash.
She did the mash. It was a graveyard smash. It was a monster mash.
There's a upstairs over here. Yeah. Yeah.
Where's the potion?
I found a potion.
Ooh, that potion will get you high.
Aw, yeah.
Speaking of, we made more cannon butter the other day.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, like a whole stick's worth.
Ooh. Get on up there. Ooh, honey. What are you gonna make of it?
We haven't decided yet, but I might make some more lemon bars.
I liked the lemon bars a lot.
Yeah, my last several magic lemon bars have all turned out really good.
They've been very magic. Okay, so, alright. This is a little... Whoa, this is not map controls. So, alright, so I have lots of map for over here, but I have no map for where I'm at. Should I continue where I'm at?
I say double down!
There's also a square room back here that I'm kind of curious about.
Let's go check out the square room, and
Go
if it
find out.
connects to the unmapped area, continue into the unmapped area.
Indeed. I'm real curious about... Damn it. Okay, so I need to go back this way? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Away! And then this way.
With a little run animation.
Let's get that sassy little scamper. Just like, oh shit, I have to kill you guys before I'm allowed to leave. I must murder! Well, I guess you guys are already dead, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Just like returning you to the loam from whence you came. You need to be replanted, guys!
Ah,
You're not ready! You need to be recomposted. Yeah, this is the right way.
So I got one of my new friends hooked on 2 shows so far.
I totally thought you were gonna say like heroin or something. Got my new friends hooked on heroin, making a lot of money off that. It's going really good.
No, I got them to start watching One Piece.
Ah, so it is heroin.
It might as well be.
It's more addictive than heroin.
And Delicious in Dungeon.
What? Yeah.
Or
Right, the
Dungeon
dungeon
Mission.
where they eat the monsters.
Yes.
The anime where they eat the dungeon monsters.
It is adorable. I loved it. I'm loving every episode.
Oh yeah, so there's more. There's more. There's more
Unmapped.
moreness here. Is there anything interesting in here?
What's over there?
Verticality, so to speak. Over where? That way?
Yeah, the altar.
Yeah, there's not really ever anything here.
Oh.
Or from what I've been able to see. Seems like there should be, right?
Right. Let me play the organ.
Let me play the organ, damn it!
It's like a little animation
Let me
where he
just-
lines up and goes. Yes. I assume that's a Castlevania.
It's not, it's chopsticks.
Ah. That's even better.
It's just one of the songs that everybody learns how to play on the piano as a child. Ah, I found a plunger.
Ooh.
Get on the plunger, Leon. Get on the plunger! Get on the plunger! Stop jumping over the plunger. Holy shit, this is the greatest enemy in the game. Are you kidding me? Get on. I did it! Fuck, that was hard as hell. Alright, so the game... the game seems happy that I did that. Alright,
Ah,
well,
that was the extent of that area. I say we explore the mapped area now, since this didn't actually connect to the overall unmapped area that I made the bet on.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine too. Can I leave? I can.
I like to leave things to fate. It's fun! And you really can't do much else.
That way. To this way!
Till there!
Away we go! Oh, I have to kill you fools again? Game, stop making me kill the stupid vomiting zombies. They're not very difficult to deal with.
Every time until you learn to cleanse the ground.
I thought I was allowed to block attacks and absorb magic from that, but oh! I'm definitely not gonna be able to absorb the vomit. That's gross. I don't want to absorb the vomit.
I'd rather die.
I'd rather, yeah, I'll just not do that.
I guess I'll die.
I guess I won't cast spells. Okay. We go this way. Or is this a save door? Should I save? I'll save.
Always save.
I'll save. Just a little saving.
A lesson I've learned quite adamantly from my friend who's been drawing nudes of all of our D&D characters. Their computer has crashed twice mid-project.
I see. Though I was like, there's gotta be some...
I was like, oh, was that not clear that they were drawing it on a computer?
Well, I mean...
And they didn't save?
Oh god! It,
And then it crashed.
I
and
assumed
died.
that, but it was fairly unclear. There was
when
a lot
you
of
wanna-
ambiguity.
When you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me.
Well, then why did you force me to assume by not providing clarity initially?
Fun.
Oh. You just wanted me to be an ass!
I like asses. I'm an ass man.
I'm an ass man, you see.
Ooh, shame.
Daniel Plainview. I'm an ass man, you see.
I don't know who that is.
Gain some culture.
No, I'm white.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, I see. You are white and have no culture.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. I get it. So
Our culture is dead.
mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
Which way should I go?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go to the unmapped area,
Okay.
which is this way, I think.
Yes.
Away! Hello, little guys. Are you? We're not friends. Nobody's friends with me. No one wants to be friends with me. Oh, Jesus Christ. I wonder if that is a move I could block to regain magic. Well, we'll experiment with that in a minute. Oh shit, it's broken. Okay, there's one more of those left. You just fall down. Oh. Okay, I don't want to kill him yet. I'm hoping I can recharge magic. Fuck you, dude. What? Guys, would you stop? I'm trying to talk to my new little blue friend. Fuck, man. What? Okay.
Alright.
It's just me and him.
Oh, you can breathe fire.
I didn't know you could do that.
Right.
Can I block that? That didn't work. Come on. Yeah! Okay, come on. Hook me up, bro. Oh. Okay, well that didn't hurt. Yes! Fill me up.
When he does
Fill me with your
charge
magic,
thing.
Skull Daddy. Give me.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
you just have to block a magic attack.
Yes.
That isn't just straight fire.
Yes. Got bad aim, dude. I'm not even trying to dodge you. Come on. Do the thing.
Learn new technique. Guard at impact for perfect guard.
Well, gaining
Block
MP
moves.
and hearts.
Ooh.
But if I just... Yeah, if I just do that while he's doing that. Oh, okay. Okay, so, alright. Oh, okay, man. Wow, so they stun lock you really good, though. Yes! One more.
Yeah, back to back.
Yes! Alright, cool.
You have served your purpose.
You've done what I needed. You've replenished my magic. The whole last time I was trying to play this, a couple... Ooh. Oh, I got an axe. I don't know how to...
Oh!
I've been able to do that the whole time.
Yes, but
Okay.
do you want a
I want
straight...
axes.
Or do you want it to be straight or curvy?
I don't want to be straight.
Good.
It's a choice, and I choose not to be straight. No input on that?
No.
Oh, I'm boring you. I see.
No, just...
No, I'm boring. I understand.
Oh, I've been so sleepy lately.
Ooh, there's a door up there.
Yeah.
Come to me, door. The
You don't have to go similar to the way you went before, but to the other direction, you understand.
The knife. Go around the knife. Away through the door.
Oh. Unless they're bats.
They're bats. Okay. Yeah. Eat axe, bitch. They did. They ate the axe.
They ate the axe.
And they are dead.
They're axe eaters.
Fools eating axes is bad for you. Whoa!
Oh God!
Look, bro, could we talk about this? No, that was not gonna happen.
Just an eyeball with a tail?
Yeah, tail, we'll call it.
Oh.
Away! Oh, hello, doggy.
And more zombies.
I learned. Oh, I can do air whippies. Axe! Axe! Slash!
Dog.
Skilladog! Ooh. Jeez. Easy. Everybody chill the Oh, okay. Well, I missed him.
Oh. Oh.
No, you could do that.
Love
Why
it.
did you do that instead of like trying to bite me or something?
I use my move pool at random.
I'll run away, sort of, but not really. I'll be vaguely intimidating. There's something up here. Ooh, there's money up there. I love that. I love that stuff.
money.
I assume I'll find somewhere to spend it at some point.
Right? Otherwise,
Usually.
what's the point in giving you money?
Yeah, there's usually a place, like the library or something, you can spend it. Or like a dude who will sell you weapons.
I was gonna say, isn't this a library?
Oh yeah. There's no librarian here.
You must find the librarian then. Addison,
Is he behind?
get to it.
Is he behind this painting, perhaps?
I do not know. You have to check. I have no corporeal form.
What?
You're the one playing the game.
Oh, I see.
I have no corporeal form. I'm just a voice in your head.
Ah, you're in good company.
Trust me.
There's a lot of you. You guys like axes? Are you fans?
Another eyeball.
Oh god, I didn't know you could do that. Okay. Stop doing that, please. Oh, they're red skeletons. They're oh god. They're like that comedian, Red Skeleton.
What?
This is, he was a mime and comedian from back in the day.
Ah.
Oh god, please don't kill me. Oh god damn it. Oh, all right, I'm gonna avoid him. Whoa. Okay, all right, everybody. Let's all just calm down.
Let's all practice our breathing exercises.
Everybody chill.
Hee hee hoo.
Hee hoo 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 hee. Big axe, or big.
Oh.
He's going a little hard down there. All right. Well, I guess I probably want to go through that door, which means I probably have to kill that guy.
Oh.
Cool. I'm gonna do that. Set his ass on fire. Okay. Unless he does that, I guess. You're still alive. I'd like it if you stopped doing that. Please? No, come back.
The door's open.
Everybody chill. Everybody chill. Oh, cool. Got another marker stone. How exciting for me. I can place a bunch of those on the map. To defeat another boss. Ooh. 2 tries. Pro gamer. You know. Kind of a big deal. That's a whole different door. That's a whole other door. Cool.
Pro gamer.
Cool. I really... Oh, cool. I don't have to fight them again. They're back, though. Fuck all of that.
What
the eyeball's gonna be back. He is not back. Eyeball is not back. Alright, cool. I'm gonna replenish my hearts. For more accent.
You should get to a save point.
Oh, I should. Look at that. Ugh. I didn't really get to fight a boss. Maybe that guy, we'll call him a boss. And I defeated him soundly. With great skill.
Oh, goddamn. Sorry, I'm half asleep for some reason.
The mighty yawn. Later, whoa! Whoa! Later, losers.
I need to learn how to get my yawns under control. I'm starting to hurt my jaw by yawning too much and too widely.
All this talk of yawning. Oh, making me have to yawn.
Yep. Yeah, after a while, that starts hurting. Head to that red spot.
To the red spot. We should get some ointment.
Okay.
It's got a red spot, you know. Go through the door.
Whip the door.
Second.
It's been a naughty door. Whip it.
Second.
Whip it
greatest
real
villain
good.
in the game. The door hitbox.
The door lord.
Are you a door lord? Glumber!
All right, everybody.
Son of Poostly! We love you, rogues.
Thank you for joining us here in Castlevania, the verb of the noun.
Something of something. We'll see you next time here at The
Rogues Gallery.
Bye. We love you.